live, like
Oh, Liddy.
really live, like 7 seconds in.
Liddy Fitty.
2D Sim Squad versus Wooloo Gang is up first. Simps have the blue side, Wooloo Gang have a red side. We have some bans going on. Warwick and Lilia banning out the junglers first, and
Diana, yeah, Diana taking it away from Big Ichi. I don't think he's gotten a chance to play it so far. I think he's been banned away from him every single game. So obviously, champ that a lot of people are scared of.
do I want to ban the Diana? We'll see.
Diana's a bait champ. She's not even good.
She is good though. She'll one shot your team.
Debatable. They banned the Lucian from red side, which is interesting. I don't know if Lokesh plays that or not.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I'm surprised because we have seen Big Ichi play it.
And the Kale ban coming out. That's what I'm interested in.
Who?
They're
Now, who are they
talking about
banning that from? Does Proxy play it?
Proxy plays Shen and Kale.
Interesting. I did not
He's
know.
actually
I
got
thought
a pretty good Kale win rate.
I've always just seen him as kind of like a. I think he's played Shen every game. So since he started, he just plays Shen or a tank at the top lane. I feel like so. I'm surprised they're targeting his
Let
carry
me
champ pool.
guess. Graves first pick.
Also, the Asol ban is question mark.
You never know when Josh is going
Look,
to pull that out, especially in playoffs or semi-playoffs.
ooh, instantly taking the Yone. I was about to say perhaps Lokesh heads back into the jungle, but with that Yone, I have already decided it is Lokesh in the mid lane playing his Yone. Good luck, Big Ichi. You're gonna get some. This isn't Samira. It's not a Felio, so it's not 200 years, but it's like 190 of them right here on Yone.
And there's your Shen.
No surprises here.
I was reading it backwards. Big Ichi team, or Wooloo Gang is probably going to pick Graves here, or soon.
I wouldn't be surprised if they picked a Zac either. Graves, he did get nerfed, I think, so he's not quite as strong. And Sodalus has been playing it a lot, but it hasn't looked super good. Meanwhile, I think his Zac games have looked a lot better when he's able to fill a ganking and more supportive role for his team. And Snowball, honestly, all of his lanes, he's done a good job of kind of spreading the wealth in Wooloo Gang's second half of the regular season. So
I like this response. Mordekaiser Nautilus. Mordekaiser is good into Shen. After level like 5, it becomes so easy for the Mordekaisers beat up on the Shen.
yeah, once you get ult, especially for Mord, it's much easier because Shen's ult doesn't do anything for him in the 1v1, and Mord's ult just it really helps in the melee versus melee matchups because it means Shen just really can't fight back. With the stats he loses, he's just going to lose that fight every single time. So, but before that, there's a lot of chance to actually bully the Mord. I think Shen actually beats up on him pretty hard, like especially levels like 1 through 3. I think
Say
he
1
beats
through 4.
Mord pretty hard.
Yeah, Mord's cooldown, or Mord does not do enough damage, and doesn't his Q is on too long of a cooldown for him to really trade effectively. Shen can just get the 3 autos in, and then his ability will be up sooner.
Exactly, and he can shield the first Q, so he basically takes no damage, blocks auto attacks, and chunks Mord out heavily every single trade. Especially if you send your jungler up there, you can really set Mord back to where Shen's stronger for much farther into the game than level 6.
And then we have some jungle bans coming in. Sejuani, Hecarim, Lee Sin. Neither team has picked theirs, so crimping the pool.
Yeah, and Samira, not surprised if that ban does go through. Not surprised to see that. I don't know how much Cherish BAM 380C actually plays Samira, but just getting rid of that in general, I think is a good strategy because that champ is kind of busted. Despite her getting nerfed, her win rate keeps increasing. So that tells you a little bit about how overloaded that champ is. It should.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Samiras do nothing, but I feel like that's just them people not really knowing how to play it.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily easy. to play Samira, but she's just when piloted correctly, or even close to correctly, I think she just has too many things in her kit to be viable. I mean, it reminds me more than Aphelios. It actually reminds me more of Akali back when she was first reworked. There are just so many little
Things.
abilities. And speaking of Akali, she comes in for Wooloo Gang, but there's so many little abilities, small passives and actives built into her kit. I mean, it's not she doesn't have 4 abilities like most champs. It's like she has 8 or 10. They could be. I think eventually to nerf her, they'll end up taking full like pieces of her kit away instead of just numbers, like they've been doing to Akali the whole time since she's existed. And it wouldn't surprise me at all because just the amount of stuff she has in her kit, with blocking projectiles, CC follow up on her passive for some reason for an ADC, like all these little things make her kind of nutty.
And Kaisa last pick. Not a huge fan, but especially into the Jhin. The Jhin will have the range advantage on the Kaisa, but I know is it Fernie? That's their ADC, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah, Fernie.
He's more of a comfort pick, so.
Yeah, I think the Jhin is way better than Kai'Sa right now. I think Jin's one of the best ADs out there. Kai'Sa does have some more, I guess, playmaking with her ult, but in lane, Jhin wins pretty hard, and
Yeah.
I'd expect him to have an easier time in this game. That being said, playing against that Akali and Echo is not going to be necessarily fun. It's just Akali, Echo, Alistar, Shen. There's
So much
4
dive.
champs. Yeah, there's 4 champs going to be diving straight onto you, and as an ADC with no mobility,
It's actually
good
5
luck.
because Kaisa has her ult.
True. Yeah, good luck. All 5 champs diving in. Jhin should not survive. But I think actually, the Sim Squad I think has a better comp here. A lot of their champs are totally willing to like let themselves be jumped in on and take that melee. I mean, there's nowhere Mordekaiser would rather be than in the middle of like 4 or 5 champs, like all brawling in melee range, while his passive is just taking the entire time, and he gets one ult, beats one of them, comes out, and suddenly he's stat buffed up, and with a bunch of AoE abilities ready to take down melee champs. So, same goes for Yone. Nautilus and Nunu, not especially good in a melee fight, but they're they are melee champions, and they're pretty tanky, and they're good at lasting a long time. So I think we might see a lot of fights where Jhin is kind of instantly annihilated, but then blue side managed to trade back evenly or even win like the 5v5 after their ADC goes down. So I think they're going to blow all their cooldowns on Jhin and then lose the 4v5 melee afterwards.
Issue I see with glaring issue with Wooloo Gang. Look how much AP they have.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Shen, he does about 50-50. Echo, pretty much like what, 80-90%?
At least.
Well. And Kaisa is about 50-50 too as well. So not a lot of AD coming through. So.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's a low amount of AD here. He's gonna have to definitely build like an AD build on Kaisa. No, AP W max build or whatever. Try to snipe them from long range because she just needs to be doing the highest amount of AD damage that she can get because there are some beefy members here. Nunu and Nautilus are not squishy champs, and if they really focus on magic resist early, it's going to be hard for Wooloo Gang to actually burn through them until later into the game when they get some bigger hitting AD items over onto Kaisa.
There is one problem I see, or not another problem, but the MR itemization for Mordekaiser kind of sucks.
Spirit Vestige is fine.
It's okay. I like to do more damage.
I mean, yeah, but it gives
I
you.
wish
It
Fancy
gives.
Veil was better or
True.
more useful.
It does give you everything you want on Mord, though. I mean, health is always good. Extra healing is good on Mord. If you have Conqueror and with your W, if you use it, it's pretty decent. And then just the magic resist in general. So I think that's good. The other ones are kind of aren't super great. I mean, adaptive is, I guess, fine.
I wouldn't say that. Adaptive was pretty garbage.
Certain matchups. Yeah, not in this game. Adaptive would not be good, but in some matchups it's okay. Abyssal Mask, obviously, don't build that on Mordekaiser. You have mana, no reason to do that. Or you don't have mana. My bad. It is interesting. We didn't even talk about it, but Pooh is actually going up to the top lane. They've actually switched up their roster here a little bit for the Sim squad. They are sending Pooh, who's played ADC all season, up to the top on Mordekaiser against Proxy, and Unearthly Narwhal is actually moving into the AD slot.
Has he played ADC before?
Not in this tournament, I don't think so. I don't. If he has, I haven't seen the game because there's a couple of games here toward the end I haven't casted, and so I didn't necessarily watch them. But I don't think he's played AD. I think it's been Pooh in the top, been Pooh at ADC all season. Who knows? I could be forgetting things.
I'm also in the same boat. I just wonder if he just played it before at all. Like
yeah,
general, not just in the tournament.
Let's see if I can spell. He does play ADC. He doesn't have very many ranked games at all, but his most played champions in ranked are actually Jhin and Kai'Sa.
Oh, so this works out fine. Mordekaiser's hard.
playing with Jhin, playing as Jhin against a Kai'Sa. He does have in ranked a 9.26 KDA on Jhin.
That's some
and an 82%. Yeah, and an 82% win rate. He's only played 11 games, but in ranked solo queue, 82% win rate and over a 9 KDA.
Less from him this game.
Yeah, if he doesn't absolutely pop off this game, I don't know, man. He's playing against guys that are two guys that should be in the same rank or lower rank than him in these ranked solo queue games. So I'd expect to see him pop off here with that 9 KDA, 82% win rate, Jhin. I'm ready. And we all know Karuz is the best support in the tournament, so should be no problems there. I'm actually pretty pumped for this game. I think the upper tiebreakers, the tiebreakers for the upper part of the league, are going to be a lot more interesting than the lower ones. The lower ones just all these same teams are going to have to play each other in Gauntlet. So there's really not a lot of stakes in the lower bracket tiebreakers, just how many Gauntlet games you're going to have to play. In the upper, though, the team that comes out ahead on these tiebreakers doesn't have to play in the Gauntlet at all. So there's a lot to compete. There's a lot to compete for.
Out of the three top, like the middle teams, I would call them.
Okay, yeah. So there's two teams that don't have to go to Gauntlet.
Yeah, they're the 4th and 5th are
gotcha.
grabs, and then 6th as well.
So yeah, it's still important. This actually has real stakes on. Do you have to play a game to even get into playoffs in the first place? Whereas in the lower bracket, I mean, there's definitely stakes. You know, Gauntlet seeding is great, but all of these teams in the lower bracket are going to have to play each other. All the same teams are going to have to play to get past to get into the playoffs in the first place. So a lot of repetitive matchups there. Plus, we've also had a big break. I feel like the regular season ended like 3 weeks ago or something. We just haven't had a lot of games. I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back in casting.
I would say the same, but I don't want to be here.
Dane is never happy to be here.
I am contractually obligated to be here.
He sees this as a chore. Get out of here. Bring the energy.
Sure.
Just saying,
sure.
The last time I casted a game with Dane, Fat Cow Agon, and Big Ichi in it, it was my most hyped game of the year. Now, they were playing each other instead of one of them casting, but it was, in my opinion, the best game of the season, and Big Ichi's triumphant return to the Rift.
The most dramatic game of the season by far.
Oh, definitely. No, it was my favorite cast. I'm so glad I got to cast it. It was my favorite cast, my favorite game to watch. I don't think I've watched many of these games a second time, but I've watched that replay 2 or 3 times now because it was a very good game. Karuz going in with the flash already, instantly onto Alistar. He does defend himself using the pulverize, but he is in melee range still, taking a lot of damage here. Does look like he's going to get out. It doesn't actually have to burn his flash, so just a summoner trade from Karuz.
Yeah, a little early there. Nunu does not use the ball to follow up.
Yeah, I don't think they leveled.
The aftershock, so like even if they do get a little bit of damage on him, mitigated greatly.
I don't think I saw it. Jin, I guess, didn't level his W, and Nunu didn't level his. Is it his Q that's his ball? So they didn't have the follow-up crowd control to actually make that work. Pooh didn't want to take his grab, his E on Mordekaiser either. So prioritizing their actual laning, they didn't want to actually commit to that with the level 1 abilities.
Now, Karoo's has got to be careful. Alistar level 2, Nautilus no flash. Nautilus without his shield is not the tankiest.
Definitely not. He does have Aftershock, so, you know, if Alistar goes all in, it's not like he's going to be paper thin or anything. But, yeah, if they do get the level 2 first over on red side, it could be a little dangerous. Interested to see how this matchup goes, Yone into Akali. I'm pretty sure Akali beats Yone pretty hard. I think Lokesh, the Yone master himself, told me that, so
He does get level
interesting to
2
see if
first.
he can outplay. I think Yone's a better champion than Akali.
And we're seeing that
Good.
already.
Good trading coming out from Lake Wash here. Notice he's using the Lake Wash account and not the Lokesh account. Interesting.
He changed the name.
Oh, he did.
This is the same account.
Gotcha. He just reversed him to get the higher rank one, I guess.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
He changed
Either way.
He changed it twice. He changed.
Oh no, he changed one to my effing team.
Yeah, this effing team. This fucking
Yeah.
team. And then he
That's
changed
his
that.
X-Weapon going in already. Alistar's he does get the Aftershock proc, but he's taking a lot of damage here on the back way out. Unearthly Narwhal manages to get that root, chunks him out to about half. Takes very little damage in the trade himself.
Classically, Alistar's been great at level 2, but ever since they changed his E, that's his level 3. That's where his real power is with his trample stun as well. So, but
He
level
has
2 is a little bit
roamed up. He's looking at Nunu here, trying to get some vision. Nunu wants to do something. There's some blue pings coming out on top, but there's nobody else to respond, really. Nautilus is actually moving up now. He could be in danger. Lokesh has some priority here in the mid lane with Yone.
They might be caught. They don't have a lot of damage with Nunu not, though.
Gonna force him out.
This is for the scuttle. Alistar is going to lose a lot of experience, though.
Yeah, but on the flip side, Sodalist is going to manage to take away the Gromp on the top side to get a little extra EXP for himself. Nunu doesn't really get anything extra back. He isn't going to invade. He's going to look for a gank onto Akali here, it looks like. Snowballing right through the mid lane.
Did she use her
If he
E?
hits
She
this-
did already. Oh, it goes wide.
They can't find her.
They're still going anyway.
Yeah, once she got her, once when they couldn't hit her in the shrouds, they couldn't find her in the shroud. It was really kind of done at that point, and Lokesh had to take his, whatever, his clone or whatever back to under his turret, so left him too far away to continue to fight. Sticking around here though, not actually backing off.
Ignite goes down as well. You might be able to get this with the damage coming back through. Will it be enough? No.
Not quite. Do burn the flash though. The flash for Ignite's always a worth trade. He's also going to get some good priority farming here because Akali is going to have to back off, does not have TP, and is going to miss a pretty big wave under turret while she's gone.
A nice CS lead in the top lane for Pooh in this Mordekaiser matchup. No real jungle intervention, so Mordekaiser able to smash poor Shen.
Yeah,
He's under turret. The classic.
Takes a lot of damage. Proxy's going to have his cooldowns back up pretty soon, but does just back off knowing that Pooh still had his grab. I'm surprised that he's been able to come out to such a big CS lead. I think Shen should be able to actually, like we mentioned, kind of clap Mordekaiser in the early levels.
He just hasn't played that aggressively and has allowed, maybe took one bad trade and allowed Mordekaiser to get the health advantage. But if you
now
play
that
a little
he's
bit more aggressive as the Shen, you should be able to win some early trades, especially with Grass versus Conqueror.
I mean, we saw he did take a turret shot there, but we saw how hard he kind of clapped him right there when he grabbed him with the taunt under turret. But now that Mordekaiser's level 5 with the CS lead, already off to has a blasting wand here, should be pretty much set. By the time he gets 6 here in just a little bit, he's going to be feeling pretty in that matchup. Young goes in for a good trade on the big Ichi. put some damage up. It does take the full combo. Nunu just walks away.
Just throw a snowball at him.
Ping's going down onto the top Scuttle Crab. Looks like Shen is going to walk down. Echo is moving as quickly as he can to kind of interrupt, but Mordekaiser has got here first.
It's the stun, or not the stun, the shield. And taunts his way out.
Echo's on the way. They win this hard from blue side if they hit it. Great job hitting the ult from Yone here. The Shen shield is coming in. Echo has gone back onto Yone, forces the flash over the wall. Had they managed to take that 3v3, actually, I think blue side would have won that heavily. They all had level 6, except for the jungle, whereas only level 6 was on Shen. But because they back off, it is a 3v1, and they just force the ult out from Lokesh.
And the flash as well.
Yes. They did get the ult away from Proxy, so that's nice. It means their bot lane can actually fight without having to worry about that. They are getting beat pretty hard in terms of CS, even though bottom 3 ADCs... Yeah, but bottom 3 ADC started Cull and is still up to a pretty big CS lead, so good early play from him.
I wonder what he's building with the BF sword, long sword
Essence?
on Kaisa.
Essence Breather?
Maybe. I don't mind that build, but I feel like they're better with... I guess in this team comp with so much AP, you want to go the more heavy AD style.
I feel like Mirror Mana. I don't know if that's actually a build on Kaisa, but I feel like every ADC just builds Mirror Mana. Gives you a lot of AD. Big early spike.
I don't know, sometimes on ADC you got the like 1300 gold plus, and you just I want a BF sword.
True. I would like to see Mord basically go straight, get his first item, probably a Rylai's here, and then maybe go straight into Spirit Visage. I think that early MR will just help you a ton in these team fights. It's going to make it so much harder for Echo and Akali to actually bother you. And by the time Kaisa scales up enough to actually do like significant AD damage, you'll have 2 or 3 AP items. So should be pretty strong back on your own right.
I'm not sure how much this ganks are gonna work. He's done at least 3 of them now, and
A couple of drive-bys
I
here.
haven't really done much. But Alistar has joined the party in the mid lane. Flash is good combo. New ult as well.
Yone does have his dash, goes back in.
Massive combo.
Whew. 3-4-0 in the side of blue side. Excellent fight there. They had the Mordekaiser roam down. Red side thinking they had the advantage because Saxmuffin is here on the Alistar, but without Proxy having his ultimate, choosing not to TP, they end up getting cleaned up with the top laner. Extra support from the top laner being a little bit more than the Alistar can provide at this point.
Yeah, the Yone holding them in place while the Nunu ult channels was disgusting.
Big DPS, and then Mordekaiser coming in to just kind of finish off them at the end there. Didn't get any kills. They actually go all over to Yone, which I think is exactly what you want. If this Yone is fed and can hold his own against any of the other assassins from red side, then you're in a pretty good spot.
I feel like he scales better than most others, but I haven't actually seen enough to fully... I don't have enough evidence and data to back that up.
Yeah, he scales like Yasuo in my opinion. I mean, just when you hit your items, you just absolutely demolish people. Bottom 3 ADC is ulted up by Nautilus, but it's really just a defensive ultimate. The Jin's gonna come out here and try to do a little bit of damage, but his ult on high health targets is not too insane. No significant resources burned from either side outside of the ultimates. Actually, then again, they do use 2 ultimates on blue side and none of the ults on red. So should they find another fight, actually, they would be pretty strong. And Saxmuffin couldn't use his ultimate because he's not even level 6 yet.
While that fight was happening, Ulu Gang picked up the Rift Herald on the top side of the map. Is on the Echo.
Where are they going to take that, though? They don't have any turret plates knocked down any lane.
I think they just want turret plates. They just want gold. Like, they're down almost 3k. Like, you just gold you can.
Good trade on the big Ichi here from Lake Wash. Nunu's actually here.
Well.
He could kill her with his ult.
Ooh, Shen ult, though.
Proxy's here.
That was an interesting ult from Akali, but whatever.
Echo's going to be forced to ult away. Actually, no, gets under turret.
He waited a little bit too long, or got CC'd too long to be able to ult away properly. And this should be and with that, should be a 2D Simp squad Wow, Drake. A little bit late on starting stacking the dragon, so Soul's gonna be, what, 15 minutes from now at least?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty heavily delayed. I don't think it's going to be that important probably. By the time we get there, we should see one team, you know, unless it's a really late game, it's probably going to be not too big of a deal. Lokesh on this Yone is absolutely super fed now. He is up 1,400 gold on the Akali, so she really has no chance in this matchup anymore. And Mordekaiser's almost 1,000 gold up in the top lane as well. It's nice that they got the Rift Herald, but you can't really drop it anywhere. I mean, their strongest lane is bot lane. Kai'Sa actually goes lethality, which is interesting. Their strongest lane, like I said, is bot.
It actually does a fairly good amount of burst damage, since your Q, if you get isolated Q, it does a very big amount.
So that's good. I mean, it's a good way to kind of avoid the AP problem we talked about. If they build a bunch of MR, you just shred them with lethality, I guess. Probably not as good of a scaling option.
That's a lot of pressure on the Kai'Sa, though.
Yeah, so far she is the only member that's, I'd say, is really doing well here. Has her own CS lead and kind of some lane pressure, but not a whole lot. She's getting ulted up by Nautilus here. Ignited already. Probably will see Karuz go down here. Looks like everyone on red side is going to live. Jhin ult not nearly doing enough. Unearthly Narwhal only gets away with about 1 HP. So that gives you a little bit of a pressure point. They can now drop the Rift Herald right here in bot lane and try to crack this turret maybe.
I don't think they'll be able to crack it. They got 2 plates to go before they can crack it, but they will give it their best shot. They don't have enough minions, unfortunately. Good Shen taunt to get out of the Nunu snowball, but it doesn't really accomplish much anyway. They actually might get it here. I did not.
I think they do.
Damage.
Rift Herald to take just under two plates down. Yeah. With all 3 members there.
I did not think the minions would survive that long.
So that's a big influx of gold here. They're now actually down less than 1,000. Despite being down over 3 just a minute ago. That first turret just giving them a huge burst.
And Jhin has no flash. He might be dead here as well. Kai'Sa flashes in. Gets the second kill of the game for Gang.
Mordekaiser's here, but channeling his teleports.
And Yone are on the way.
Yeah, they do have a pretty good collapse here. I don't know if Nunu will make it in time.
Nunu's got the snowball now.
Looks like he's going to actually manage to cut them off.
On the
This Echo could ult and kill Karuz right now.
Yep. Boom, there it is.
They are going to win with the Mordekaiser, though, in the fight. Echo's not able to get out away, and it looks like... Oh, no, actually? Yone can still probably catch him. Too. If he gets his E cooldown back up before the snowball hits, he should live. Shen ult coming in, actually, but it's not going to be enough. Kind of just a waste of an ultimate there. Proxy now going to have really no map presence for a little while with his teleport down and his ult.
But still good signs of life from Gang. It's a lot of gold. Evens it up fairly quickly. Pretty much halves the gold lead.
Yeah, still just about 1k after all of that exchange. Little sad to see Kai'Sa not get any of those kills. They actually all go onto the Echo. So it's nice that he will be stronger, but I think he's going to have a much harder time having an impact in this game just against the champions he's facing. I don't see Echo really assassinating any of these priority members like Mord or Yone. You know, it'll be nice for him to be able to kill the Jhin a little bit quicker, but I don't think Jhin is really going to be that big of a deal here, seeing as he's already a little bit behind.
Yeah, more than a little bit. He's like 1,300 behind.
Yeah, maybe not a 9 KDA game from Unearthly Narwhal like he is in solo queue, but not necessarily a bad performance from him or Karuz. Just, you know, they are the weaker link here. Yeah,
it happens. I for one know very much so.
Hey, they're drawing pressure away so that Nunu can try to run his snowball down mid a couple more times and not get anything. Seen a lot of mid ganks from Nunu.
Yeah.
Has worked out in the fact that his Yone is now ahead, but most of the fights that have worked out for them have been red side actually opting into the fight, not necessarily the Nunu ganks paying off. Big Ichi down a level here in this matchup now, as well as being down, what, 2,000 gold? So there's just no way he can really stand up to Yone in this fight. Lokesh is absolutely having his way.
Akali really needs her Gunblade to be able to effectively threaten the Yone. And with the shield, it makes it even harder.
Both Dragon
work done in the top lane.
and Rift Herald are spawning.
He
So
doesn't have
both
to wait to get
objectives
to
up.
the dragon, though. I think 2D Simswell just wants to get this dragon and keep stacking. Yeah, they're going to be fairly late, but it's more of a
Might
pressure
as
point
well.
to get them to come fight later.
Unfortunately, it won't be an Ocean Soul, but they have to be happy. They've already seen the Cloud Drake, so they know it's going to be either Earth or Fire Soul, which is still both nice. I think Earth Soul actually would be the best thing for them. Just giving them that extra little beefiness against such a heavy all-in dive comp is going to be really big.
Mordecai's got to be careful here. He might be walking into all 4 members.
Kylie going in, taking that fight, doing a lot of damage, but using all of her cooldowns here. I think if Yone goes back in, she'd have a hard time. Turret falls in the mid lane for red side. Ult from Yone.
That's a lot of damage. That's
Knight's gonna burn her down. Solo kill in the side lane. Everybody knows that's where you don't challenge Lokesh in the side lane. That's where he's at his strongest. Pigichi learning that to his chagrin.
And they're waiting for others to come as well. But they're not gonna fall victim to Lokesh in the side lane except for Pigichi.
They quickly get their gold lead back up to about close to 3k again. We're like 2.5 right here.
We have a
caught out. They're gonna have to burst him out before the ult comes in. A lot of damage from the Echo ult, but not nearly enough with 3 members right there. He's just piled on and killed.
Yeah, good timing on the Yone to actually knock him up immediately after he comes out of his ult. And
With
that's
no
your strongest, or at least strongest kill wise, strongest member down.
Yeah, definitely. With no ultimate from, or no W placed from Echo, had he managed to get the ability off before he hit his ult, maybe could have saved himself, because he could have gotten the 3-man stun, possibly if he lived long enough, but was probably just spamming that R button, hoping to get his ult off before he got chain CC'd to death. Just the ability off, but still dies. Just too many members there with too much damage.
I think Pooh may have heard you with your build suggestion. He's already got the merc treads completed and has the extra null magic mantle, so he may be going into the.
Yeah, I like that. I hope he does just go straight into Spirit Visage here. I do like. I probably would have rather had Rylai's instead of Liandry's first. Liandry's gives you more damage, and if you're going into this more tanky build, it's probably good, especially fighting up against Shen. But having the Liandry slow in the team fight is really nice, and if you can only have one or the other, I mean, I don't know. I think they're both pretty good. Mordekaiser does have ult here. He can get whoever he wants and probably take them down. Alistar is getting absolutely shredded in here despite his ultimate being up. Probably is going to die before the ult comes out. Does manage to flash away with just a little bit of health, but now Sodalist is in the mix. His ultimate's up as well. Could see him come back in and try to get some extra damage here. Proxy has already gone down. They're still trying to fight. Saxmuffin is in danger of getting hit by the Jhin ult, but does manage to just make it out with just a little bit of HP. But Nunu is not done. He's running in. He's trying to find him.
He's slowed.
Down goes the Alistar. Sodalist is going to use his ultimate, but not going to get anything with it. Bottom 3 ADC falls. Yukino Simp runs away with just a little bit of health, and Sodalist is the only survivor. A lot of action in the top lane.
Yeah, now the gold lead's starting to balloon. Over 5,000 now.
Whew. Doing a good job snowballing this game. What do you think Red Side has to do to get back in here at this point?
Shut down anyone with a bounty. You need monies. Akali has her gunblade now. Echo has proto belt and whatever the jungle item is. Like you have damage. You just gotta find someone in the side lane. Granted, it's so hard to kill the Yone. It's so hard to kill the Mordecai. Mordekaiser can't really run away, but it's gonna be super hard to kill him. I honestly don't know. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, we saw them try to target the Mordekaiser there. They had a 3v1 in the beginning, but Mordekaiser can buy so much time with his ult, if not just find a kill back and trade no matter what.
They find the Nunu. Nunu goes back in for some reason, but Yone is here to back him up. Ooh, double ult from the Yone.
Mordekaiser's here as well. Big ult from Nunu, channeled in the middle of the fight. Can't quite get the channel off, though. Sodalist is going to go down just a little bit of health. Proxy's ulted up, and he is getting killed under the turret, but the turret is actually pushing Mordekaiser away. He doesn't want to continue to go. Everyone lives from red side.
That's a start, but they're going to lose this bottom lane turret and most likely the dragon coming up in 15 seconds.
Kaisa is on 2.5 items and does have similar gold to, like Mordekaiser here. She's still way down compared to like Nunu and Yone, but she has enough gold to be relevant if she can actually find a way to stay safe in the fight here.
That's the problem though. So short range. Yeah, your ultimate shield is very helpful for staying alive, but you don't exactly have the best burst damage into the Mordekaiser and Nunu.
No, and you don't want to be anywhere close to. Like, you don't want to be in the gigantic melee brawl that includes a Mordekaiser, Nunu, and Yone. Mord here is strutting his stuff again, showing that he's just way stronger than everyone else in the melee 1v1 matchup, or 2v1, honestly. Yone is here going to pick up Sax Muffin. Big Ichi runs away as fast as his little Akali legs can take him.
Yeah, not enough damage. Alistar doesn't really provide much with CC. Akali, not enough, especially into the double MR item.
Yeah, we do see him completing the Spirit Visage, which is good. I mean, he's just invincible in these fights at this point, to be honest. There's nobody on the on red side that actually has the damage. It gets scary here. Cause they do spot out Sodalist. He's going to get chopped up. Does get his ultimate off, but it really doesn't do anything. Just buys him about another second before death.
And then 2D Sim Squad just living in poor Woolagang's jungle.
With the jungler down, they're going to turn onto Baron. I think this is a good idea. You have Mordekaiser with TP pushing in the side lane. Somebody has to answer him. The other 4 members can, or Yone's actually going to push in the top lane. Just have Nunu tank it.
It's a big mistake. You have no damage. Jhin is not going to take it super fast.
If you want this, Yone should just go. There's no jungler to threaten a steal, so there's no reason to try to keep them pushed up under their turrets. Just have them come over here and take this.
You're also not going to kill the Shen under turret, most likely.
Yeah, it's working out for now, but if Akali had gotten there, it looks like she's just going to choose not to go. But if she had gotten there and killed the Jhin, there's just nothing. Even if she trades her life, the Baron's just not happening at this point. Yone is trying to get a kill on a Sax Muffin here, but the ultimate from the Alistar actually makes him pretty tanky. Now Shen's ultimate comes in. The Baron's already gone down, though, so they're actually just ulting into a fight where blue side has more members. Down goes the Alistar, down goes the Shen. 2 members gone from red side. Big Ichi says he wants Unearthly Narwhal here, but it is the same levels as ADC. He has no advantage. Does kill him anyway, but now Big Lokesh with his 3-level lead is coming in with the Yone and looking to put him in his place.
They get the pick they wanted, but not on the member they needed. Lokesh on this Yone, massive, sitting at 2 and some change on items. It's kind of looking pretty disgusting.
Yeah, he accounts for 4,000 of that 9,000, almost 10,000 gold lead at this point over his lane opponent in the Akali. Everyone actually has a gold advantage except for the Jhin, who is still about 600 gold down, but at this point not really that important. 600 gold when the rest of your team is up, ranging 4 to 2,000 gold ahead of their opponents is not a big deal.
They might have found it. If he hits the stun, they might have it.
If they can get the shutdown here, it's going to be big. But it goes over to the Shen.
Oh no, he needed it on the Kaisa so bad. Kaisa needed to finish her Rage Blade and her Nashor's Tooth, apparently.
Kaisa for sure should have been the member who got it. I mean, it's not terrible if it goes on to Echo, but we've already highlighted how hard it's going to be for him to actually find
Kaisa needs
success in these fights.
Build up her items with a garage sale of random items that don't combine. So she's gonna be sitting on gold.
I guess she's going for Nashor's here next.
She's going for Nashor's or Rage Blade or something else.
I don't like any of those because it's building AP. We've already highlighted there's magic resist on the top laner. Well, he's building armor now as well, but there's magic resist on the top laner. There is MR on your jungler. There is MR on your mid laner. There's MR on your support, and your whole team is AP. You just need some actual AD here, and yeah, you have a serrated Dirk, which is awesome, but I don't see why, especially if you wanted the lethality, why would you go into the Nashor's Tooth afterwards? Or Rage Blade, really. It's going to be even harder to kill them after they grab this soul here in about 30 seconds. I don't see how red side could contest. Perhaps Echo can try to run in for a steal and ult or flash his way out. But barring that, I don't think they're actually going to have any chance getting this.
Lokesh now finishes his third item, Death Stance. This is where Yon, I feel like, really starts to become...
Be unbeatable?
Not unbeatable, but become an absolute monster. It already... Like, now you can't... Now it's going to be so much harder to kill him.
And Saxophone goes down.
Poor cow. Just...
Yeah, not sure what he was doing up there. Ooh, Akali is going to fall afterwards. That looked balanced. I mean, I know he's fed, but that looked pretty balanced. How far away did he get from his clone there? I mean, he moved a couple screens away.
At least
Akali's
3 screens.
Akali's already famous for having a absolutely dumb amount of mobility, and we just saw Yon put that to shame.
Like what? Akali has 2 or 3 jumps with her E first and second ults. Yon has his Q, his power up Q, his little dash. I don't know what the clone thing.
Kais is gonna go down here. She does manage to just barely slink away using her ult and with the Shen ult coming in, but are losing inhibs at the same time. Lokesh is caught up in a 1v3, but with blue side just around here, not gonna do much. Manages to cancel the Mordekaiser ult, but he gets her right afterwards. Akali has no chance in this matchup, getting pushed away. Meanwhile, the rest of red side is going down. Honestly, Mordekaiser's ult might be the safest place on this map.
Actually, no.
Turns out not, but the rest of the team is having a hard time as well. These towers not providing enough defense. Echo finding a pretty big stun, but it's not enough. Having to run into melee with that Mordekaiser is not fun. Looks like blue side is going to take this game easily.
2D Sim Squad coming out strong with their new and improved roster. Oh no, more Mordekaiser.
Oh, he wants bottom 3 ADC. He can't find the auto attack, but Karuz managed to actually pick it up himself, get himself on the board with a kill. And the Sim Squad take the game.
Nice win for 2D Sim Squad.
Now, if I'm correct, your team actually plays Wooloo Gang in just a minute now. Yeah, so good for you guys. Maybe demoralize them a little bit.
That was the plan all along. And now I have the pro draft too. Sweet.
Secured the bag.
Coming together.
You heard it here. Easy claps from Forehead after this game. I guess they probably don't want to do an... I don't know if we're going to do an...
Interview or type.
Interview.
We'll do one for like playoffs and stuff like that.
Lokesh said he'd jump in real quick,
but we don't want to talk to Lokesh. Come on now.
Yeah. What's he gonna tell us? Just how good he is at Yon? I mean, come on.
No one cares.
We know. We saw it. Get over yourself, man. Come on. You're already the league head. Oh, he just jumped in on his own.
Oh,